Hello there. Do you know what today is? Today is the beginning of Women's History Month. It's March 1st, 2018. Welcome everybody. Nancy D. Solomon, CEO and founder of the Leadership Incubator and Womenthink Global. And I am tuning in today from Coral Gables, Florida. I'm here for a conference and I have some really terrific news for you. But before I tell you the news, I want to tell you a little story. Last month I was on LinkedIn, what else is new, and I was listening to some gentleman talk about bullshit. And he was talking about how companies treat salespeople so horribly. And I was so offended. I was so incensed that within 47 seconds he said the F word 3 times. And he's going on and on and on. And after I listened to his video, I started thinking about what was it that really triggered me? What made me nuts about this? Other than the fact that there isn't a woman worth her Spanx who could get on a national platform or an international platform and use the F word 3 times in 47 seconds and have a job the next day. Not acceptable. Any more than is it acceptable for us to show up in a t-shirt and jeans and unshaven, as it were, and do a keynote for $40,000. That is not happening. We don't get to do that as women. So anyway, I'm thinking about what was it that just made me crazed. And it took me a few days to get there, I have to admit, and here's what I realized. I've been holding back. This guy was out there and he was just giving it his all, and he called it his brand, and he said he was being authentic, and I don't know if that's true or not, but what I know is I haven't been authentic with you. And that's what made me get crazy about this guy. I actually wrote him a comment and said, there isn't a woman who could get away with that, blah, blah, blah. And he wrote, good for him, and he said, this is my brand and this is who I am, and if you don't like it, unsubscribe. And I thought, well, that was easy. So I started thinking about where was it really in my life that I am not showing up fully as who I am? And I work every day of the week, literally 7 days a week, with people who want to be more authentic, who want the leader in them to be developed, who want to grow their business, who want to get promotions. And dare I say that I wasn't doing it. I just wasn't doing it. And here's what I came to realize. Ever since I started working with corporations, I have had to cut back a bit on who I am. I felt I had to. Let me correct that. I felt like I couldn't say the F word, even though I'm from New York, and that's every bit a part of our language on the East Coast. I felt like I had to be politically correct all the time. If somebody pissed me off, I wasn't able to say, "You're pissing me off," or "I fucking disagree with you." I had to say, well, let's take a look at the other side of this. Would you consider for a moment, ... And the more I did that, the more inauthentic I became. So, I told you there were 2 things. Here's part 2. I gave myself a challenge. I have worked with women since I'm probably 11 years old, if I really look back on it. I love empowering you to empower yourself. I can't do that for you, but what I can do is point out where you are, help you discover where you want to be, and then help you to discover what's in that gap. What's in your, what I call the potential to performance gap. Why aren't you playing full out? So, I'm devoting this month to you. It is no longer Women's History Month. It is your History Month. It is Karen's History Month, and Babette's History Month, and Susan's, and Renee's, and Kathy, and whoever you are. I'm devoting the next 31 days to you at Womenthink. What that's gonna look like, I don't know. Because if I'm being authentic, I'm going to show up every day and do a video like this on questions you've asked me, things you've sent me, problems that you've had, challenges, right? And so every day I'm going to read somebody's question and I'm going to address that. If I rehearse it, if I write a script, if I come up with an agenda, then I'm going back to who I was, and I don't want to be that. So I wanted to see in this challenge to myself, who would I be uncensored? If I were being with you as I am in a coaching session or in a live conference, who would I be with you? Would I figure it out in advance? No, right? So my invitation for the next 31 days is to join me 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'll be doing a video, a Facebook Live. Maybe I'll be sending you an article. I don't know, maybe I'll decide to do it on Sunday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What I do know is at the end of 31 days, I'm going to be more of who I was meant to be. I just need to give myself permission to stop editing myself. And the irony of that is in my book, Impact, What Every Woman Needs to Know to Go from Invisible to Invincible, and that is not a plug because those books are no longer available except on Kindle. I talk all about, forget asking other people for what we want. We should ask ourselves for what we want and then figure out a strategy to get it. Okay, now, very important. I am not selling anything on this program. Do not expect to hear about the next best thing. Do not ask me to join me for coaching. Do not ask for a free strategy session. Nothing, nada. I want to be fully present with you. And all of these conversations that we have online somehow end up going in some back door about how, and if you want to learn how to do this, join my blah, 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 blah. And I am not making fun of them. They are valid. I'm at a conference right now that I've paid to attend because the free webinar was so valuable to me that I thought, well, if I got that in 2 hours on a webinar, what am I going to get if I come in person? I'll let you know. I'm going to share with you for the next few days what I'm learning. But there will be no selling. You cannot buy anything. Don't try to. Okay? All right. So what I would ask that you go over to the Womenthink page, just like it sounds, Think Women, Think Again, on Facebook, and like it. Make comments. I want to hear, and please do not be politically correct. I don't care whether you're, all the way to the right, all the way to the left, somewhere in between. As long as you're being authentic, you will be welcome, you will be cherished, and I will give you tips and tricks and ideas and my thoughts on whatever you present. So please, like the page, come join us, and for goodness sakes, don't be selfish or stingy. Share these videos with your friends, with your colleagues, with your boss, with whomever you think needs an inside look at the outside of women. All right? All right. Mwah. I am so grateful for you. This has been really freeing. It's like the breeze that's in the air is a symbol or a metaphor for the breeze that I'm feeling inside. All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Bye.